I never felt left out of the quarrel because I anyways will be a part of it. But I do feel left out from my usual childhood. You could say that.
The thing is, when that had happened, at that point, like, like all our neighbors had come and like they were saying, we are so sorry about it and stuff, and they're trying to sympathize with us. And I hated it at that point. Like, I just didn't get the gravity of it, and plus to add to it all the importance and people looking at us with like those puppy eyes. So something I just couldn't take it at that point.
It was all of a sudden it was really hard for me to handle what's going on. I didn't understand, but slowly, okay, fine. They were having these things since since I was born, or even before that. But now that came into play, since they got together, lived together after my mom got the transfer. That time I was in 4th grade. I got a transfer from 3rd grade to 4th grade. So yeah, I knew what's going on little bit, but I didn't like, okay, fine, it'll be okay. Every kid has this thing that, okay, whatever happens today, you obviously you don't like, kal to okay, fine, it's just new day, go have fun, that's it. That was the kind of mindset I used to have. I mean, most of the kids have this thing.
Whatever, we were just doing our own happy thing, like living. And then a whole bunch of police cars come in, and then an ambulance comes in, and I'm standing there watching the window to his room from downstairs the whole while. And yeah, I remember, I don't know, maybe children that, I don't know, thinking once, like I remember I consciously thinking that he is dead for absolutely no good reason. I had no reason to think that, but I did. And then life went on just as fine. Like my brother and I stayed over with another family in the building upstairs, and neither of us actually knew anything of what had happened.
The thing is, when I was 12 years old, that time, my friends, like, they did not react in a way I would have expected them to. Like, even after knowing that he had passed away, that this thing had happened, uh, like, no one came to my place to actually console me or anything of that sort. Like it was like a taboo with them. Like, they never discussed it with me. And I was basically left alone. My sister's friends had come to meet her and stuff, but then the thing is, my friends also, like, they were too young to understand at that point that it was so major, the entire thing. So I was left to deal with it alone. And like right now, like, that effect has lasted because I don't like to discuss it with anyone much, and like it's not something I would like to announce to everyone that yeah, like this person, so person missing from me. Like, I don't like to announce it, and it stayed with me since then.
And there was this one afternoon when there was a free period in school which ends at lunchtime. The last period was a free period. There was a talk with the rector, and we were asked to describe our mom and dad, like a show and tell. And I was very reluctant on speaking. But there was a lot going through my head. I came back home, and in the evening, when the quarrels began, I just left home.
I haven't really talked about this ever. I mean, with anybody. I mean, I only. What does your dad do? He was in the police is usually enough. People don't ask beyond that. Few people listen closely enough to hear that you said was and not is, and whatever. Let them think whether he's doing something else, retired, I don't know, whatever.
When you're in your teenage, you at least know that, okay, chalo, there are friends and all who help you out, who have such experiences, so they tell you just ignore these things, concentrate on studies. Or if you have a elder brother to you, elder sister, I miss these things because even our families were messed up, so I never got close to any of my family members, my cousins or whoever was elder to me. You can come and tell me that, okay, just forget it, do this, do that. So I had to figure it out all by myself. So it was really tough because at times I just don't know what's happening. I cannot study this. fight in the house. Mom leaves the house at middle of the night, drags me along with her.
People respected me for like actually dealing with the situation like quite a lot, and like I like to keep to myself at such times, and it helped me while growing. Like a bit of maturity and stuff was also like was built up after this. So yeah, helped me in that sense.
My mind is just really wandering at times when it comes to why me? What have I done? Like, why are they like that? Why can't they just be normal?
Just had a couple of friends, just one or two, hardly. And then it was like, yeah, they were like, chalo theek hai. Maybe they had same problems, they understood me a bit, but I don't know. So I have grown up with very few friends, very few.
Honestly, I've never been hugged till my neighbor gave me a hug when there was a very violent scene at age 14 in my ninth standard. Till then, I never got a hug from my parents. Current situation at home, my dad and mom are divorced. Dad's married again. I have a stepmom now. And I'm new to the concept myself, and it's just a little difficult for me to accept her as mom because I know my mom's there somewhere.
I didn't deal with it as such, like as a straight on head on problem. It was just something I I don't know how to put it. Like it's just something which I just came to accept later. Like because at that point I just couldn't figure out. Like I told you, just couldn't figure out what was actually going wrong. And the thing is, with the absence of a father figure in front of me, like it's something I have to deal with it right now at this point.
It's the thing is, he was a more public figure. Like more people knew him than I knew him, and it's odd because I mean, as a more mature person, I've had conversations with his friends and family friends and stuff who talk about him really fondly and talk about him to me really fondly, and I'm emotional about it. Like I can't help but be. But as a person, I really didn't know him. So when people tell me what a wonderful person he was, I can say yes, but I can't add to that. And it is sad sometimes that, so many people and like so many strangers have more memories, dearer memories with him than I do.
It's a bit weird, but it's okay if they don't talk about it. I prefer that.
You don't bother the hush tones and
Yeah, the thing is, since they don't talk, like if they do talk to me about it, then they speak it in harsh tones. So I prefer they don't speak to me about it at all, because like it's like suddenly, "Arey, Deepu, like it's weird. It's not like I'm talking to my friends again. It's like some sympathizers whom I hated. Like they're like an image of sympathizers whom I hated when people used to come to my place and say that my deepest condolences and stuff like that. It's better they don't behave that way.
How to deal with my own life, because all my life I've been busy with my family life, how to deal problems that come up from my family. But when I came across a problem in my own life, I was like, kind of I broke down mentally, I broke down physically. I was too tired to think, I was too tired to go for anything, do anything to change things. I just took a break kind of thing.
It's a bit weird. Like when I actually cracked an exam, like My mom was really happy, and then she tells me, your father would have been really proud of you. And just, it's just weird. Like, I know he would have been, but then he's not. That's just it.
Me, I thought that every child had mum, at least every boy. The last person you have your mum. I didn't exactly have that, and I was scared of my dad, so I didn't know who to go to. So I used to just chill out with my friends.
Everyone needs to sort of accommodate for everyone else's ideas of this situation. And we pretty much do. I mean, some things are important to mom and you do it, and some things are important to my granddad and you do it, and some things are important to my brother and you do it, and I just am okay with everything. I don't know, I'm just not.
A year back, I think this was last year. I'm not sure exactly when. I'm trying to forget it. I got a phone call from my aunt, as his mom's younger sister, and she told me, "How are you? What's happening? पढ़ाई हो गया? Class कैसी चल रही है?" She's never called, and she called up suddenly, and I was like, "Asked her बात क्या है?" And she said, "Don't react, you know, aggressive. Anyhow, just listen to what I have to say. Your mother made a phone call. I mean, your nanny's brother, that would be some form of grandparent, called up my aunt saying my mom is at their doorstep without slippers, wearing a sari, and one sari in hand tied up with a rope and no money."
No matter what, you might be the biggest asshole, but with age, at least you gain some experience that is so valuable, and only age can give you that.
I was at the canteen when that happened, and I just kept sitting in the college canteen, thinking, thinking, thinking. I had a shoulder to cry on, but then that's it. And then after 3 hours of moaning and 4 hours of it, I can't do anything about it. I get back to, oh God, I'm left with this course. I'm left with completing something. Let's get back to that. I'm blank. I ran away again. I've reached to such a point in my life, while childhood itself, where I can mentally block or accept or adjust or ignore or just be a part of and try, whatever, mixing up with the situation, let's say like divorce, or someone in the family is gonna die, someone has got cancer, Chachu had it, someone leaves home suddenly, or if there is a very, very embarrassing situation between families in public, maybe let's say at a wedding, at someone's wedding, in the immediate family. In such situations also, I've somehow managed to adjust with it, or ignore it and just like crack a joke. I think I've spoken about this to you earlier. I tend to giggle, laugh, make stupid jokes, random comments, and always laughing around and smiling, because that has been my way of like not thinking about bad
I
things.
don't know, like, I know that things would have been a lot different had my father been around right now. Just, and I really wish that was the case, but then it's something just can't help. But I do think about it quite a bit. I do think that, had my father been around, would I have been doing engineering, would he have forced me to doing that and stuff like that? Not thinking about it.
I would like to know him. I mean, it would be wonderful if I could be this person and have my father there so that I could know him, so that I could appreciate everything about him, so that I could find fault in his person. There's, I mean, there's no fault in him in my head, right? There's nothing wrong with him other than the fact that he's dead. I mean, and him being dead erases everything else that was wrong with him. Everything else is just romanticized. It's all glorious. I'm sure it wasn't.
It's pointless thinking about such stuff. Okay, I've been in, near to the ground since my childhood, seeing what is reality, how it feels to be in a situation. But obviously sometimes you like to be, 2 feet above the ground. So I used to think, ऐसा होता तो, yeah, it would have been good. Much better than this.
I mean, I'm sure the fact that he worked so much meant he was not a great husband. He might not even have been a great father. I don't know. I just don't know. And he was obviously irresponsible with his health because he died.
You can't replace your mom. But sometimes when I think about it, if mom and dad do get back, somehow, good for mom and dad, but I think the quarreling would begin again and I wouldn't want that. So what I have right now, I've gotten so used to it and I've adjusted myself to it where I feel maybe I should just let it be. You can call it running away, ignoring it, adjusting just because that's what the situation is and you can't help it, but I think everything is happening maybe for the best of it.
And at times I really, I'm very thankful to whatever happened in my life, my personal life, my family life. I think without pain you would never learn to appreciate happiness. And it's very, very true.
Isn't it inevitable? Like it's... all of what has been has affected me and affects what I am now, and what I am now is going to affect what I am going to be whenever.
Can't put a finger on normal because I'm not I've not felt like normal in a long time, but yeah, it is my normal and it will be.
So yeah, I knew what's going on a bit, little bit, but I didn't like, okay, fine, it'll be okay. Every kid has this thing that, okay, whatever happens tomorrow, today, you obviously you don't like, kal to okay, fine, it's just new day, go have fun, that's it. That was the kind of mindset I used to have. I mean, most of the kids have this thing.
Whatever, we were just doing our own happy thing, like living. And then a whole bunch of police cars come in, and then an ambulance comes in, and I'm standing there watching the window to his room from downstairs the whole while. And yeah, I remember.
To my place to actually console me or anything of that sort. Like it was like a taboo with them. Like they never discussed it with me. It was, and I was basically left alone. My sister's friends had come to meet her and stuff, but then the thing is, my friends also like they were too young to understand at that point that it was so major, the entire thing. So I was left to deal with it alone. And like right now, like that effect has lasted because I don't like to discuss it with anyone much, and like it's not something I would like to announce to everyone that yeah, like this person, so person missing from me. Like I don't like to announce it, and it stayed with me since then.
And there was this one afternoon when there was a free period in school which ends at lunchtime. The last
Stuff, and they're trying to sympathize with us, and I hated it at that point. Like I just didn't get the gravity of it, and plus to add to it all the importance and people looking at us with like those puppy eyes. So something I just couldn't take it at that point.
It was all of a sudden it was really hard for me to handle what's going on. I didn't understand, but slowly, okay, fine. They were having these things since since I was born, or even before that. But now that came into play since they got together. Lived together after my mom got the transfer. That time I was in fourth grade. I got a transfer from third grade to fourth grade.
I don't know, maybe children that, I don't know, thinking once. Like I remember I consciously thinking that he is dead for absolutely no good reason. I had no reason to think that. But I did. And then life went on just as fine. Like my brother and I stayed over with another family in the building upstairs, and neither of us actually knew anything of what had happened.
The thing is, when I was 12 years old, that time my friends like they did not react in a way I would have expected them to. Like even after knowing that he had passed away, that this thing had happened, uh, like no one came.
well, I never felt left out of the quarrel because I anyways will be a part of it. But I do feel left out from my usual childhood. You could say that.
The thing is, when that had happened, at that point, like like all the neighbors had come and like they were saying, "We are so sorry about it," and